McAllister, the therapist on the mic, bringing mental health wisdom, shining bright like a light. Guiding souls to peace, leading minds to the right. With her codes by her side, they soar to new heights. Marcy Trueheart in the mix, mental health advocate, speaking truth, sparking change, grinding like a maverick. Empowering minds, lifting spirits, it's never too late. Together with the crew, just trying to do great. Jamie Tyler in the house, a TV star, champion mental health, taking it far, sharing stories, inspiring minds, raising the bar, with codes by the side, reaching for the stars. Thursday therapy, breaking stigmas all around. With this crew, they here for the town. Mental health help, spreading love profound. Their voices echo loud with a resounding sound. Thursday therapy, here to make a change, spreading love, sharing knowledge in a world so strange. Tyreese, Marcy, Jamie on this mental health range, standing united this far from a game.
Hey, y'all.
That song never gets old.
What's up, lady?
I love it. Hey, Jamie. Jamie, first of all, let us let the people know that your dedication to their mental health and the podcast knows no boundaries. Even from the car, you are from one event to the next event. Like, that shows true commitment to the people's mental health. And I'm hoping that our listening audience sees how much you value, because you could have easily been like, y'all go ahead and do it, or let's not do it. But I just appreciate your dedication with your busy schedule.
Thank you. And yes, I literally just got off the plane from Atlanta. It's a bad accident trying to get home, so I'm still in the car. I haven't eaten today. And at some point I gotta eat. And I still got my shirt. See? Can y'all see that?
We can't see. Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's a little cold out here compared to Atlanta. It's about 85 in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, Jamie, we got to get some long sleeve t-shirts and sweatshirts now. Hoodies.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Okay. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that today. I was like, it's a little chilly. We need these hoodies now for our mental health, mentally fit. And
absolutely.
Yes. So
I just got 100 million things going on. It's on my mind though.
Hey,
and now I'm back. Now I gotta get back to dancing for this Dancing with the Stars in 2 weeks. So
tell us about that real quick, Jamie, so that our listening audience can support you.
Yeah, so this is a domestic violence nonprofit in PG County. They do it every year. I was asked to be one of the celebrity dancers, and you know me, I can't say no. So here I am. I got to learn a dance in 2 more weeks. So we're gonna figure that out over these next couple of days, and then but it's for a great cause. People can donate to me or whatever dancer they want to represent, and the goal is to raise $5,000 per dancer. And it's gonna be a nice banquet at Martin Crosswinds on the 26th.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll send you all the information so you can.
The 26th of
October. Yeah.
Baby, that is not 2 weeks away, is it? That's next week.
Not this week, but next week. Yeah. I'm mentally trying to make it like it's longer, but yeah, it's next week.
Okay. So Jamie, are you a dancer though? Like, is it gonna be easy for you to pick up? Oh yeah.
So for me,
it would be a struggle.
Yeah, it's been a struggle. I wish I'm documenting it behind the scenes, but I wish if they were filming that, this would be must-see TV, because we be cutting up trying to learn these moves, and my coaches, they fussing, and then me and Raina was doing it.
I seen when you and Raina was doing it.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm gonna say? At the end of the day, it's for charity, right? And so I want to give you permission for it not to be perfect, right? To not stress yourself out. At the end of the day, it is for a fundraiser for something that is extremely important, domestic violence. And most people know somebody who's dealt with domestic violence, right? And so hopefully your audience will be forgiving. But you are doing such an amazing thing for such a good cause that people won't, hold you harshly if you don't dance perfectly.
And also don't hold yourself harshly. Yeah, give yourself some grace. because of the simple fact. So just like the other day when we was trying to learn that dance, and I'm halfway, a little bit, can dance a little, just a wee bit. But guess what? I couldn't get that dance. And guess what? It was okay. It was okay. I just didn't get it. But from what I seen with you and Raina, Raina trying to keep you on your 4-step. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then turn and 1, 2, 3, 4. So
1 and a
but
2
that's
and a 3 and a 4. Yeah,
right. And it's good to have that support. So we want to thank Raina. Yes, we always want to thank Raina. Yes.
She keep mashing the gas, knocking my phone down. See, y'all getting real.
Don't blame Raina. Don't look.
Don't do
me
that.
And Marcy team. No. Don't be blaming Raina, because Raina trying to get you home safely so you could continue the show.
Right, and get you something to eat. So she smashing the gas so she can get you home quicker.
Well, I mean, she gonna kill me first if she don't stop.
We are not speaking that into existence.
All right, I'm gonna be nice.
That's
y'all getting the real behind the scenes on this podcast here. Like we literally on the fly. See.
Hey, Raina. You know what though? That's the beauty of what we do, because first of all, you a superstar, right? And so they get this. You already on a reality TV show. You can't get realer than this,
right?
Like you hungry? Look, I'm just hoping we can get you something to eat in between our tapings so that we don't get to see, because that can be a whole nother show.
Yeah, we don't want angry. We don't want hangry, Jamie.
Jamie, right?
I was misunderstood. That's per season. Everything is good now. Everything's good. But sometimes you gotta let them know.
We know you, so to know you is to love you. Well, then again, it depends on who's knowing you. So
she said to know me is to love you. Yeah, I agree with that. Y'all cutting up today. How was y'all weekend? Y'all done got on me. How was y'all weekend?
You know what? My weekend was pretty quiet, which is very unusual. I did have Saturday. I stayed in the house most of the day Saturday, but Saturday evening I had 2 events to kind of just show my face at and supported my friends. But it was funny because people kept saying, how many activities you had today? How many? And I'm like, why do people think I always have activities? But when I don't have anything, I don't do it, Marcy. I do rest. And so I took some time to rest. And then yesterday, I went to church and we went to watch the game. Sorry that your Commanders lost. My husband was pretty sad about that too. But after that, we were home by 4:30, and guess what? I was in the bed. Wow. So I the rest is real, because I don't always get that. And I know you know what that's like, when you constantly want to go and doing a lot. We have a lot of things going on in our lives, but I'm serious about getting that rest.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What about you, Marcy?
Well, Saturday, I did my normal. I did my belly dancing, and then Ty and I, we were at the same event. And you're right, because everybody was like, "Well, how many events y'all have after this?" I just looked at Ty like, "Okay." But Sunday I went to the Reggae Fest in Mount Airy, and it was the first time I've ever been. It was absolutely fantastic. I enjoyed myself. The Reggae Wine Fest. Let me add the wine in there. I have consumed a lot of grapes yesterday.
Grapes are good for you,
especially when they're induced with wine. But and today, I had running around to do, but I was able to do it at my leisure. And that brings us to what our show is. So October the 11th was Black Woman's Day Off, right? So I have an affirmation for that. And our guest, she's going to talk about Black Women's Day Off, the emotional, mental, and spiritual part of it. But real quick, affirmation. I'm deserving of rest, and I honor my body by giving it peace and relaxation it needs. I release the weight of the day and allow myself to rejuvenate, knowing that in rest, I find strength and clarity. So I thought that was such a fitting affirmation for this room, because of the simple fact, like you said, like all three of us are very busy, and to find time to relax. But when we rest, we give our bodies time to recuperate. And I know at one time I was going so much until I got sick. So my body said, well, since you ain't got enough sense to lay down, I'm gonna lay you down. So, and that'll be something that we talk about in the show, how we have to learn how to be easy sometimes. And like you said, Jamie, you said you can't say no. But I remember last week we were talking with Arena, and she was like, she's learning how to say no. And no, it's a complete sentence. It's a complete sentence, a paragraph. It can be a whole chapter if you need it to be. But we need to honor our temples and get rest when we need the rest. And with that, we're gonna bring Kim on, and she's gonna tell us about herself and what it is to honor your body with rest, with through spirituality, with the emphasis on mental clarity, emotional and spiritual well-being.
Actually, before we bring her on, I want to say something that I think is important for us, that it's not just about resting, but restoration, because I look at the three of us, and the three of us are not just busy people. Like, there's some people who are just busy, they doing stuff, but we are literally pouring into people. When you working with people and encouraging them to take care of their mental health, you are really giving so much of yourself. When you're sharing, when you're vulnerable, like that, as a therapist, as a mental health advocate, you are giving so much that your body needs more than just rest, but restoration, somebody else pouring back into you. And like, for me, that's church. That's me having my own therapist, my own clinician that I speak to. It's those types of things that I think that hopefully Miss Whitman is going to talk about as well. So without further ado, I just want to bring her to the stage. Oh, I tried to be dramatic. Here we go.
Hey, how
are you?
Hello, everyone. I am doing very well. Thank you guys for having me. Y'all are having fun already, so I'm looking forward to
Look, we sorry we was cutting up.
It's all good. I like that. I like that. Keep it light, keep it easy. You know, life is tough enough as it is. Let's make it fun.
Absolutely. So tell us about yourself. Who are we talking to today?
So my name is Kimberly Whitman, and I'm a native Washingtonian. I'm a certified life coach, like Marcy said. I own a company called Soul Strategies, which is a coaching and consulting company with the emphasis on mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. So our goal is to really equip our clients with tools to master themselves so that they can create a peaceful and purposeful life. And I'm also the founder of a movement called I Am the Whole Woman, which is essentially a movement to inspire and educate women to have an optimal life experience. And that's what WHOLE stands for, women having an optimal life experience. And so that is about creating 360 degrees of abundance. And on top of the things that I do, I'm also a 18-year survivor of my own. So about 18, 19 years ago, I was diagnosed with bipolar 2. So I've spent this second half of my life essentially learning how to live with it, manage it, and not just survive it, but ultimately thrive with it.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. You know what? Let me ask a question, because, I've been doing mental health for about 30 years. And one of the things that has often been an issue when trying to help people who have a diagnosis is that they won't own it, right? And I love the fact that you said 18 years ago, I stepped into it, I owned it, it is what it is. and this is what I'm gonna do about it, right? And then took it another step. Like, I'm not gonna just help myself, but I'm gonna help other people. So thank you so much for that, because I think, and then our listening audience can weigh in too, that oftentimes the people we love who've been given a diagnosis, or sometimes the people themselves, they don't want to embrace the diagnosis, and therefore they cannot heal from it. They cannot heal it if they don't embrace it. Can you say a little bit more about that?
Honestly, that was actually a journey for me. This has been a process to get to the point to be able to speak about it with no emotional attachment to it, right? That took time. So I was 18 years old when this happened. So I was a young woman still learning my own, who I am as a person, right? So for the first 10 years or so, it was a lot of why me? Why is this my life? You know, I've run the gamut of everything from being hospitalized for days at a time to intensive outpatient programs, to regular therapy. I have my own spiritual life coach. It took me a while to get to the point where I had to pull out all the stops to save my own life. But it really happened when I hit the bottom and ended up hospitalized, where it was really like, if I don't save myself, I'm not going to be here to save, period. So it was a process, but I'm glad
you know what
an amazing message.
Yes. And what I love about it, just learning from your lessons, and you're learning from the lessons, but then you turned around to be the teacher of what you've learned. And that's amazing when you can do it effectively. And when people, like, if you can't resonate with people, they're gonna be like, what you talk about? You don't know nothing about this, but you be like, listen, this is what I have experienced. And that's one of the best things when you go into an expert, is they know something about it. Just like I never understand, how can people who have no children be an expert on parenting? How you do that?
That part.
Those be the ones.
I know,
right.
Theory, when it comes to mental health and mental illness, which are two very different things, it takes a certain level of intention and for your own self, right? To really get to a place where you can help somebody else condense the time frame on their own stuff. And theory is one thing, but to have practical application of the things that you've been taught in theory is a whole nother layer. That, like you said, I agree with you, Marcy, and I'm not here to toot my own horn, but yes, I have the practical and the theoretical experience to bring it all together, to be real. You know what I'm saying? To relate to and also be able to help you move the needle forward.
That's beautiful.
Because at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do: move the needle forward for everybody, right? I often tell my clients and others that mental illness is treatable, right? Like, you just gotta own it and walk in it and embrace it. But like, just like any other disease, you can have a lot more control over it than it has over you. Really just have to learn more about it and not be in denial about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Jamie, were you going to say something?
Yeah. So this day that I've been seeing is Black Girls Day or Black Women's Day off.
Black Women's Day off. Yeah.
I know what they give us. This world we live in now, we get all these days: Daughter Day, Sunday, and all. I've never heard of that day. Wait, how long has that day been around?
So it's something new. So they call it Black Girls Day off, but I'm changing it to Black Women's Day off, and it encourages Black women to take a mental day off to focus on their emotional well-being. It addresses the impact of stress as a precursor to chronic illness like heart disease, breast cancer, and more. And this day is just simply to focus on mental health because of the simple fact, Black women especially, we've been told that we have this S on our chest, we superwoman, we have to save everything and everybody, but we're still sinking. We're still trying to put everybody's mask on a plane when it's going down, but you're trying to do it without your mask on. So just learning to take some time to yourself to say, you know what, I'm not going to do nothing today, and not feel guilty about it. And that's something, as I know, as Black women, we were always taught that we had to always be doing something. And 99.9%, we always had to service somebody else. So to take a day, and the maintenance is, you know, of course, your nails and going to get your hair done. That's maintenance. Like, that's what we always say, Tyreese. That's just maintenance. But to take a day, take some time to meditate, to go into deep prayer, to sit in silence. Sitting in silence is so mentally refreshing, because you get to come out of it with answers, you know, and that's the time that God can speak to you. And so a lot of times he's saying, just calm your nerves. Stop being everything to everybody. So that's in the National Black Women's Day Off this is the first time I ever heard of it. So if y'all know, how long has it been up and running?
This is the first time.
Well, no, this was my first time hearing it too. But you know what? I think it's just acknowledges the day, because while it's called Black Women's Day Off, it really hopefully resonates with other people. You might say, well, I need a day off too, because what they're promoting is something I need as a police officer, as a talk show host, or whatever you're doing, right? Like, the idea is profound, right? Like, it's something that maybe we all should consider. So, you know, with all of these days, it's just an opportunity to capitalize on a theme. But if the theme resonates with you, Black woman or not, I think the self-care is really what we're getting to.
Yeah. And Kim, what did you take part in it? Did you take
Well, Jamie, Black Girl Day Off is always my day off. See, having lived with mental illness for so long, I know that when I'm not resting, that is the first indication that my mental health is on the decline. So I think if we took anything from this day, it would be to prioritize self-care before it is a requirement for you to survive. Right? I think it's more about making these days more a part of your normal way of living, so that they aren't life jackets and life vests to save you, that keep you lifted before you even sink too low. So that's kind of how I operate anyway. I don't need a day to tell me to take off, because I've learned through my process when my body is telling me to rest, when my spirit is telling me to rest, when my heart is telling me to rest, and all of those things. So it's about having that awareness of self to put something into practice.
I love that you said the life jacket. I mean, that right there is telling that we need to be operating our daily lives and not looking for like the life jacket, right? Like, we should be able to walk amongst this ship safely without having to say, I need a lifesaver, right? Like, that's very telling. And I think the other thing that you said that's important, a lot of times people think mental illness symptoms, the symptoms of mental illness are present all the time, but most of the time they emerge when people are under a lot of stress, and people become under a lot of stress when they're not taking adequate rest and taking care of themselves. So even without medication, people can really start healing when they start learning more powerful coping mechanisms, how to take rest, and keep their symptoms at bay, right? But it's the lack of rest and the amount of stress that people don't manage that make them become symptomatic. And I think that's very important.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing.
So Kim,
what else you got going on?
Okay. Yeah, because we're almost we're getting ready to wrap this up, but you have an event coming up. Actually, you have several events, but so tell us about the event in November, but then tell us all the other events and services that you offer.
Oh man!
Kim, before you do that, can you tell us how people can find you?
Oh, you can find me on everything: Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. Probably not TikTok, but everything else is just Kimberly Whitman, WHITMON, not A, but O. And you can, and my website is www.kimberlywhitman.com, so you can find me there. Everything just Kimberly Whitman. And
okay, thank you.
That's good. Okay, perfect. And so with November, oh my gosh, I would love for you guys to make it. It's actually in combination with a friend of mine who is a somatic holistic mental health therapist. And she's the owner of a practice called True Self Holistic Therapy, my friend Tiara Abubakar. And she and I are coming together to do a women's mental health check-in. So it's going to be a couple of hours at a private location in Southern Maryland. And it's happening Saturday, November the 16th at 12:30 p.m. So there'll be light refreshments, but it's also a sacred space for us to exchange ideas and really prepare for winter, right? Because that's when seasonal affective disorder comes into play, and just everything is just the demands of life are more, and all of those things. So we're going to
holidays.
Yes, all of that stuff. I can't stand it. But I've gotten to a point in my journey where it's tolerable now, right? I can survive it. I can thrive through it. And we're going to be talking about the different strategies that you can put in place to not just survive, but also thrive in the midst of it. So that is $33, and you can get that on my website, on the link in all of my bios. It's everywhere. Or you can go to www.mysoulstrategies.com and click on the resources tab, and you will be able to get to it there. But ultimately, that's the main big event that we have coming up. But I'm also accepting one-to-one clients. Because I realize that things are getting tough for people economically, which is spilling over into their emotional being, and people aren't having the most healthy relationships, and just in being in this community with women over these years, I'm realizing that there's a need for that. So I am also open to one-to-one clients, and you can schedule a complimentary soul strategy session from that same link in my bio, and that's how you get me. And I'm also open to stages, panels, whatever you have for me, I got it for you.
I love it.
I love that for you, Kim. I love that, Kim. So we definitely thank you for gracing our podcast and with the knowledge. And I love how we can do things in a holistic way. Because of the simple fact we've gotten away from the holistic way. But I love it. I love it. So hopefully we'll see you on November the 16th. And we will be seeing you soon, because we get to be in the same holistic corners and rooms. So just showing up for ourselves and then showing up for each other, it's always a pleasure. So this is going to
I want to say too that's 2 weeks, that your event is 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks after the election, and we really might be needing some help, because that's the one thing that we really, I mean, like that the election is, if you don't have mental health issues, this whole election thing could cause you to have some symptoms for real. I know that myself, and I have prided myself on being a person that's not prone to anxiety. I'm very strong in my faith, and it's not much that worries me. But I must say, this election has got me a little anxious, and not even a little. I'm a lot anxious about what may come, and so we may be needing your services after the fact. What do y'all think about the election? Am I the only one feeling anxious, or y'all feeling or hearing anything else from other people?
I just don't understand why it's close. That's just mind blowing to me, why it's so close.
It is mind blowing, but I think it's. Go ahead.
No, I said that the first time, and here we are again, 4 years, 8 years later, and it's still like, I just don't understand this world we live in no more. It's mind boggling. And then God forbid if you get on Twitter, it's the lies and the bad information up and down Twitter all day long. And it's by the CEO who owns Twitter. He's reposting or retweeting and tweeting all this stuff. It's crazy. And I'm having anxiety too. And a lot of stuff doesn't bother me, but I don't understand. I'm nervous about the world we're going to be living in after the 4th or after January.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Look, I'm staying optimistic. I'm not gonna say I'm not full of anxiety, but what I'm gonna stay more optimistic that God is not gonna allow us to live in a world where
Satan is running it.
Okay, I was gonna say a toddler, but okay, Satan. It's the same thing.
5-year-old Satan.
Yeah, 5-year-old Satan.
It's scary. It's scary, but and so too for our listening audience, we're talking about Black Women's Day off, but also, we want you all to check in, and if you are feeling anything or got some stuff going on, have some questions, we want you to definitely say something. If you're looking at us on the replay, hit us with a hashtag replay. But drop some comments in the chat about how you feeling about the upcoming election and what we're facing and what we're dealing with, because it's scary times.
And go, if you're not, I don't know if the registering to vote is over with, but if you are a registered voter, go vote. Please don't vote. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Absolutely.
We need all hands on deck. All hands on deck.
Yes.
All right. Kimberly, any last words for you?
I think y'all did a pretty good job of it. I'm going to just say, as far as the election goes, that's why I think the work that we are doing as a collective is important, because at the end of the day, we have no control on what's happening outside of us. So what can we do in the midst of what's happening around us to stay sovereign and solid and create our own economy, our own out of ourselves? That's where I'm going to lay my focus, because that's all I can control. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do my part.
That's the word.
Right.
That's a whole word. No, that was powerful. I have mic drop on that one. I have nothing else. Marcy, you, Jamie.
I just want to thank Kim for joining us. She was awesome. She's definitely on point. I love it. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
I got a lot of stuff going on. This one talking, and this one talking to the drive-through. We got
whenever I can be of service to the mission, Marcy, you know exactly where to find me. So
thank you, love.
All right.
Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. So we are gonna wrap this show up. So we can let our co-host Jamie eat. We got to make sure that we take care of the brother. Yes. So it's been a short show, but it has definitely been an impactful show, and that's really all we care to do. We don't have to necessarily be on an hour. We want you all to be able to walk away with some amazing nuggets, and we think that our guests today have given you that. So thank you for joining us on the virtual couch. Thursday Therapy was signing off.
She's Tyreese McAllister, the therapist on the mic, bringing mental health wisdom, shining bright like a light. Guiding souls to peace, leading minds to the right. With her codes by her side, they soar to new heights. Marcy Trueheart in the mix, mental health advocate, speaking truth, sparking change, grinding like a maverick. Empowering minds, lifting spirits, it's never too late. Together with the crew, just trying to do great. Jamie Tyler in the house, a TV star, champion mental health, taking it far, sharing stories, inspiring minds, raising the bar, with codes by the side, reaching for the stars. Thursday Therapy, breaking stigmas all around. With this crew, they here for the town. Mental health help, spreading love profound. Their voices echo loud with a resounding sound. Thursday Therapy, here to make a change, spreading love, sharing knowledge in a world so strange. Tyreese, Marcy, Jamie on this mental health range, standing united this far from a game.